Starkville police are investigating multiple robberies and need your help finding this man. MSU finally won a football game and Fitzgerald tied an MSU record. Hundreds of kids came out to participate in Trick or Treat on Sorority at Fraternity Road. Find out more about these stories and more.
Your news. Keeping our state informed. Broadcasting from the home of the Bulldogs. Now, from the University Television Studios of Mississippi State University, this is Take 30 News.
Good afternoon, I'm Denise Lee. Omega Psi Phi fraternity at Jackson State University hosted a block party that ended in a shooting, and Starkville's Triangle Federal Credit Union was robbed Friday morning.
And I'm Devin Roberts. I stopped Tori this afternoon. Breaking news out of Greenville, Mississippi. Someone set fire to a local church last night and vandalized it. Around 11 p.m. last night, authorities in Greenville responded to a fire on North Elizabeth Street. When they arrived, they found that Hopewell Missionary Baptist Church was on fire and had been vandalized. The predominantly black church was burning and had the words "Vote Trump" spray painted on the side of the building. The Greenville police are investigating this as a hate crime, and the police chief, Freddie Cannon, said he believes it is a, quote, form of voting intimidation, end quote. Police are talking to a person of interest, but they currently have no suspects. Despite this being a potential hate crime, the church's pastors say they hold no hate in their heart over the incident.
Our hearts are broken, but we are not angry, but hearts are broken, and we are saddened by what has happened.
No one was injured in the fire. A fundraiser was started on GoFundMe to help raise money to restore the church, and $8,000 was raised in less than 3 hours. We will have more on this story as it develops.
Local and federal law enforcement are in search of an armed bank robbery suspect. The robbery was reported Friday morning at the Triangle Federal Credit Union, which is located along Highway 182 East in Starkville. Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office press release described the suspect as a 6-foot, slim-built black male. The suspect fled the scene without stealing anything, and no one was injured. If anyone has any information about this case, contact the Sheriff's Office at 662-323-2421.
On Monday, I went and talked to the Starkville police about the recent string of burglaries that has been happening on Chestnut Drive and what you can do to keep your family and belongings safe. There has been a couple of burglaries going on here in the Starkville area. One in particular that has been most talked about is the burglary that happened to the mayor of Starkville while in the comfort of Mayor Wiseman's home. An intruder entered.
Been a few burglaries in different parts of town. It's not just been one part of town, but there have been a few in a couple places in town.
Starkville police has been working diligently on the case and are trying to resolve the recent burglary issues that the city is facing.
Make sure you're locking your windows and doors. If you're going out of town for an extended period of time, or even, for a short period of time, maybe have somebody check on your residence.
The police department has stressed the importance of making sure that everything is secure in your homes. Even if you are there, always make sure that your home is secure.
Again, if you have any information about these incidents or any other incident, please call the Starkville Police Department at 662-323-4131.
Former MSU track and field athlete Zachary Taylor was arrested last week for multiple burglary charges, according to the Oktibbeha County Sheriff Department. The charges are a result of a joint investigation by the Starkville Police Department, Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office, and the York County, South Carolina Sheriff Department. There have been multiple reports of missing fishing equipment in all 3 of these jurisdictions. Taylor was known for placing second overall in last year's decathlon at the 2015 Southeastern Conference Outdoor Championships. MSU track and field coach Steve Dudley has declined to comment on the situation and will not be addressing this crime publicly. Taylor was expected to do great things for the Bulldog track and field team this year. Taylor is being held in the Oktibbeha County Jail on a $15,000 bond. He is expected to be extradited to South Carolina upon his release.
A shooting at a Jackson State University fraternity block party left 6 people injured. The shooting took place this past Friday around midnight. The person responsible for the shooting has not been identified. None of the victims are in critical condition. The The Jackson Police Department is asking for the public for help if anyone has any information on the identity of the shooter. JPD posted a video of the shooter on their Twitter and are asking for the public to help them identify the shooter. If you have any information on the shooting, call 601-960-1234.
A black football player at Stone High School allegedly had a noose placed around his neck by his white teammates. The Mississippi NAACP President Derek Johnson wants the student charged as adults because the same students were involved in an incident earlier in the school year in which they placed Confederate flags on their vehicles, which makes Johnson suspect that this was a hate crime. The school is still investigating this incident.
A mom in Syracuse, New York, is outraged about her 15-year-old autistic son, Chase Coleman, being assaulted by a 57-year-old man. Witnesses claim they saw Martin McDonald confront and push Coleman at a cross-country meet. Witnesses gave the man's license plate number to the police. When police questioned McDonald, he admitted to yelling at and pushing the teen to the ground. Authorities are still investigating the incident.
Yes, man. So this weekend was great for Mississippi State. Had a few broken records, man. How do y'all feel about the game Saturday? It was homecoming.
It's exciting to win homecoming.
Yeah, I mean, especially homecoming. You lose your homecoming, and that's sort of bittersweet.
Right.
I have more coming up after the break.
Depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment, 3 out of 4 weather forecasts across the nation are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day, so that you can prepare for your day.
Welcome back. Saturday was homecoming for the Bulldogs, and quarterback Nick Fitzgerald came to play. Fitzgerald tied an MSU single-game record this weekend as he went 20 for 35 with 417 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. 3 of those TDs were to Donald Gray. And to top it off, Fitzgerald added 100 yards rushing, making him the 3rd quarterback in SEC history to throw for 400 and run for 100 in a single game. Joining Johnny Manziel and Archie Manning, here's what Dan Mullen had to say after the game.
Sideline, Donald, was able to break free, run away, and Fitz dropped the ball in beautifully. The last one, I think after 2, he felt pretty good. He was just going to launch one up there and see what Donald could do, and Donald made a great adjustment on the ball, come back to get it, make a play to score.
Nick Fitzgerald wasn't the only player who had a big game on Saturday. Wide receiver Donald Gray showed the Bulldog Nation flashes of his potential against Sanford. Gray caught 4 passes. Get this, for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you're counting, that's 51.7 yards per catch. Here's what he had to say after his big performance.
You gotta be a man and go get it, because you never know your number's gonna be called, so you gotta make the big play.
Unfortunately, there will be no postseason for not only the MSU football team, but the soccer team as well. The MSU soccer team played their final game of the season last Thursday night against Texas A&M Aggies. It was a bittersweet moment for senior Ari Holmes as she tripped up an A&M player in the first few minutes of the game to get a penalty in the box. This allowed the Aggies to take a 1-0 lead. MSU then clawed back and managed the game and started the second period. The game was tied until the final minutes of play when the Aggies managed to sneak a goal in. The Bulldogs finished the season 6-12 overall and managed to get a win in conference play. MSU junior soccer player Mallory Eubanks was named to the All-SEC second team on Sunday, October 23rd. Eubanks led the team in stats with 3 goals, 3 assists, and 9 points this season. She was also a candidate for the SEC Scholarship Athlete of the Year, having a 4.0 GPA through her college career. Soccer coach Aaron Gordon said that this is a great honor for her and she has made an impact on the team. Friday night at MSU held its Maroon Madness kickoff of the 2016-2017 basketball season, hosted by Bob Carskadden in the Humphrey Coliseum. The MSU Palm Squad and rapper Ace Hood also performed at the event. Both men and women basketball players were introduced to fans, and they both put on a show with a shootout and a dunk contest. Xavier Stapleton won the contest with an impressive dunk. They also had a co-ed scrimmage. MSU basketball will start on November 11th. The World Series is going to a Game 7. Although the Indians were up by 1 game, the Cubs came back to win Game 6 with a final score of 9-3. From the first pitch, it was all about the Cubs. In the first inning, Chris Bryant hit a home run, but Addison Russell's record performance would seal the deal for the Cubs. Russell helped the Cubs clinch the win with a grand slam with 6 RBIs. Russell's stellar performance helped him tie the World Series record of 6 RBIs in a single game. The final game is tonight at 7 p.m. in Chicago. Basketball season is now going on, and there has been a lot going on already. But one of the biggest things that is going to happen is former Chicago Bull point guard Derrick Rose returns home in Chicago with his new team, the New York Knicks. Rose was recently traded from the Bulls after last season to the Knicks. There is a lot of talk on how fans are going to react to his return. The game will go on Friday at 7 p.m. on ESPN. That's all I have for sports. Now let's talk back to Delvin at the desk.
We have Jamarin over here with the weather. Jamarin, can you tell us a little bit about this weather that we're going to expect this week?
Man, this weather that we're going to expect this week is going to be crazy. As you can see right now, we're in the beginning of November and it's currently in the mid-80s. But I have more on weather and what you can expect coming up. Just stay tuned.
You know the scene in those popular TV crime shows when the investigators show up? The one where they scratch their heads while trying to figure out who committed the homicide and when? At Mississippi State University, we're solving mysteries behind real-life crime scenes with forensic research that's a first of its kind. Teaming with microbiologists from around the country, we're examining microscopic bacteria that can help solve real murders. So far, our partnership with a major metropolitan medical examiner is yielding results with more than 200 real-life crime samples analyzed. We're learning how microbiomes change and relocate, uncovering evidence in criminal investigations by better pinpointing time of death. Way more exciting than being a TV detective. We're finding crucial answers when they're needed most, solving mysteries with science. That's worth watching.
Sally Kate Winters Family Services started as an emergency shelter for abused and neglected children in 1990. Since that time, our program has really expanded services to meet a variety of needs for kids who are victims of child abuse and neglect, runaway and homelessness. United Way has been with our program since the very beginning. It gives us some funds to meet those individual needs for those kids. I really think over the years, United Way dollars have been at work allowing us to do that. We want them to experience a childhood. We want to teach them to ride a bike or learn to skate or just sit at the dining room table and color. United Way allows us all to work together to connect, partner, and really collaborate to provide an array of services for our community.
Keeping our state informed. Broadcasting from the home of the Bulldogs. This is Take 30 News.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jamarin Ross. I'm your weather anchor. As you can see, the temperatures right now is about 81 degrees, which is pretty warm for the early part of November. And I suspect that the temperatures will go down. As you can see up here in Tupelo, we are at 83 degrees. And over in Greenville, we're at 81 degrees. And down there in that central area, sorry about that, central area in Jackson, we're at 85 degrees. Now, let's look at the dew point for today. Now, our dew point right now in Starkville, Mississippi is currently 55 degrees. Up in Tupelo, we're 53 degrees, meaning that there's no humidity in the air, which is causing everything to be dry. But I do predict a little bit of cold front coming through. Stay tuned and keep watching for that. Now, as you can see, our temperature changed in the last 24 hours down here in Starkville. It was -5 degrees, so the temperature is dropping. It's not cold enough yet to grab your jacket just yet, but as you stay around there, since about December, a little bit later in the month, temperatures will go down. Now, let's move on. Now, as I spoke earlier, we do have a little bit of rain coming in. As you can see, it's trying to enter Mississippi here in the western part of Mississippi. Because of that high pressure here that we got here around the Starkville area, we will not get a little bit of that rain, but if you will stay tuned and pay attention to the weather a little bit around Thursday, I could predict a little bit of rain, probably about 20%, so you guys can look for that. Now, speaking of that cold front, here we go. That cold front is coming down from Dallas in the Texas area, and it's trying to come right in here and a little bit in that Mississippi, a little bit of northern, western part of the Mississippi. We may see some of that, we may not, but because of the high pressure, as I spoke earlier, we may not get a little bit of that. Now, as I said before, today, Starkville at about 82 degrees, people, and we are at the beginning of November. But no, like I said, we do have a cold front coming through, so please look for that. Our humidity is around 47%, as the same as in Columbus, Mississippi, which is about 15 minutes away. So the temperature is a little bit still the same. And moving on to Tupelo, as you can see, Tupelo is a little bit hotter than we have, and their humidity is about 34 degrees. And as far as 7-day forecast, I can predict that it's going to be a little bit warm, but as I said, that cold front is coming through, so you guys can look for that. And we do have a 20% chance of rain. So guys, what do you think about that rain possibly coming in?
We need it. Rain always for Mississippians brings colder weather.
Oh,
so.
Right.
And not only that, you know, the burn ban is in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And, you know, people want to barbecue.
Oh, yeah, everybody wants to barbecue.
Yeah, especially game this weekend, Texas A&M, you know, people want to barbecue out there, man. So.
Oh, yeah. But we'll have more with Take 30 News after the break.
It's driven mankind's dreams for centuries. The ability to soar above the earth, to travel to faraway places, to connect distant points. Manned flights to the moon and space were once the stars for which we reached. Now, unmanned aircraft are the future. At Mississippi State University, our teams are developing unmatched unmanned aircraft systems for an array of critical applications. We're so good at it, the Federal Aviation Administration named MSU the Center of Excellence in the field, asking us to lead the team that's creating the operating regulations for unmanned aircraft systems worldwide. So we're writing the flight plan for an industry that is the future. Our work means better information, more opportunity, and limitless horizons. For you. The sky really is the only limit.
Tonight, there will be a mock presidential debate at 6:30 p.m. in Lee Hall at Bettersworth Auditorium. The MSU Student Association and the University Speech and Debate Council are hosting the debate. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the event is free to the public. The debate will feature college Republicans, Democrats, and Young Americans for Liberty organizations. Students of MSU's Creative Arts Journal, in conjunction with the university's Writing Center, are hosting an open mic poetry night at the Colbert Student Union Doghouse. Students, the MSU faculty and staff, and even people of the community are all welcome to come with their own poetry and also get a chance to listen to others. Refreshments will be included. The Mississippi State Student Association is lighting things up this Friday at the SA Glow Extravaganza. There will be games, mechanical bull rides, a dodgeball tournament, and a live DJ and more. The event is free and will be in the Joe Frank Sanderson Center. The Glow Extravaganza starts at 8 p.m. and runs to 10 p.m. The first 250 students will receive a free Student Association water bottle. Last Thursday, kids around the Starkville community got to participate in a safe trick or treat around Sorority and Fraternity Row. Kids dressed up in Halloween costumes and went around to all of the houses to get candy. Many MSU Greek life students were also dressed up in costumes to make it more fun for the kids. The event was from 5 to 6 p.m. and allowed kids who do not live in a safe neighborhood the opportunity to participate in safe trick-or-treat events for families and kids that were able to leave the trick-or-treat and participate in the annual Halloween Carnival and Fall Festival in the Junction from 8 to 6 p.m. Starkville residents were recently able to get a sweet treat while helping raise money for a good cause. MSU sorority Pi Beta Phi hosted their 4th annual Pi Phi Pi Night last Wednesday. Many students came out to receive pie from the ladies. Despite the cheap price of the pie, the fundraiser was very successful.
Had a really great success with it. Surprisingly, I've been in my capacity as AAC Overflowing 3 for the past 4 years, and so we've grown every year. So that's wonderful to see. It's become an event in the fall that the campus enjoys, but it's also open to the community as well. And so community members can come in, enjoy pie for $3, hot chocolate, coffee, things like that, and just great and a great atmosphere with the collegians and interact with them.
Community members and students were allowed to come through a drive-through and pick up their pie in their vehicles. There were also many fun activities for everyone to enjoy, and some people even took a pie to the face.
We're selling pieces of pie in order to help build money towards our philanthropy event, which is Read, Lead, Achieve, which is all about giving money towards kids who need help reading and literacy programs in the United States.
This event had a huge impact on the girls of Pi Phi, and most of them have taken the time to look back and really be thankful for the opportunities they have been given.
It's a big impact on my life for several reasons. I didn't come from somewhere that really struggled, so seeing them struggle, it helps me to be thankful for what I have.
Pi Phi hopes to exceed their earnings from last year and raise the most money in the event's history. Proceeds of this event will go to a friendship fund, and the money will be used for scholarships and getting books for children whose parents cannot afford them. So Devin, we've had an amazing show.
Yes.
I enjoyed weather and all. Join us next time here on Take 30 News.